Hey there, I'm back for an update. So Sever says yes, I can come to Canada. We can take him out for dinner or whatever. I can get all his books. He will sign them. It's going to be great. And so here comes the whole process of, well, when do we go and how do we schedule it and who's going to take care of the kids and all the details, right? And so it has been weeks of trying to figure out details and when could Jeff take off school and what timing would work and all this stuff. And so what happens in my life? Well, I get really busy and there's so many details and so much kind of stressful stuff going on that I put off looking at my passport. Well, guess what? My passport is expired. So we have a date scheduled and I look at the calendar and I say, okay, I'm going to get this passport done. And I'm kind of thinking, well, it's probably not that big of a deal, or maybe it's the biggest deal of my life. But what I find out is that there are mechanisms for you to renew your passport. If you need like 4 to 6 weeks, you can do it online. It works great. Well, I have a shorter timeline than 4 to 6 weeks. They also have an urgent version, and I'm thinking, oh, I'll just totally use the urgent version. The urgent version is for within the next 2 weeks, and you have to prove that you're flying in the next 2 weeks. And if you don't have proof, they won't do it. So there's this weird gray zone in between 2 weeks and like 4 or 5 weeks where there's no good option. And I have no real clue why they would do that. If anybody has a clue about why they would do that, please let me know. It's very confusing. So you can go online and do it and expedite it, rush it, try your hardest and hope for the best. So I choose this. I'm like, all right, I'm going to do that. And worst case scenario, I can just pull my application. I guess you can pull it in the middle and go in if it's within the 2 week window, and I'll just do it that way. Well, so a couple of snafus with that. But the first issue is that I go and I can do all this stuff. I can have them take my picture because there was an issue with me doing it online. This literally stopped me. I couldn't find a white wall to take my own picture in front of. You wouldn't believe how many walls there are in the world that are actually not white. And when you try to use the photo online, it's like, please find a whiter wall. Anyway, I could have the UPS people take my picture. I have the whole application. I have the fee. You have to send a check. I put extra money in for the rush fee. I send it fast. I say, when is it going to get there? I go in on a Sunday. UPS is open on a Sunday. I go in on a Sunday. They say, oh, it's going to get to the processing center. It looks like it should get there on Wednesday. So I'm like, okay, Sunday to Wednesday. That's pretty good. Pay extra for this. Send it off, hoping for the best. And I'm tracking it, right? Because I'm like, this has to happen. I am tracking my package even getting to the processing center. And here comes Monday and Tuesday, and it says it's not going to get to the processing center until Saturday. Like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Like 3 days later. I have lost 3 days somehow because the UPS people, when I call and ask, they don't know why this would have happened. I guess some things are delayed. But they estimated it wrong. So anyway, it's getting there on Saturday. I'm asking chat, please map out this timeline, this weekend sequence, and tell me, is this even going to work? So here's what chat says. Here's the range of when it's going to arrive at the passport facility. It should say it's in process. By a certain date, if it's still not found, then I have to call this special number. By another date, expedited apps are often approved by now. So if I'm approved by that date, I should be pleased. I should say, okay, I'm going to get this in time. But if it is not approved, then I have to call them and pull it and go to the nearest facility so I can just do it in person and get it within the 2 week time window. Pay more money, but still you can do it. Well, come to find out, I live in Portland. There is no Portland facility. The closest facility is in Seattle. So now my plan is to keep checking every day. It actually did get there. It is in process. It is not yet approved. But to go every single day and look to see if it's approved and if it's going to get to me on time. And if it's not, I'm going to pull it. And then I'm going to take a trip to Seattle, which is I'm going to take the train, like a 3-hour train ride each way, an entire day that I'm going to spend rushing to Seattle because of my own procrastination. No, this is not a just blame the system, blame UPS, whatever. I could have done this earlier. So there you go, a little bit of cortisol mixed in with my neuroplasticity growth process, although I am learning a lot about passports and how to make this happen. So we shall see. It is being processed as we speak, and who knows how the drama will continue to unfold. I'll be back with an update. Bye.